Hey, okay, so I came across this YouTube video. Let me pull it up really quick. But I came across this YouTube video that's talking about this review that they saw of Haley Pham's debut book arc. And I am a viewer of Haley Pham. I don't watch every single video, but I've watched enough to know that she's a reader. She knows what she's talking about when she reads. Like she's actually reading in depth to what she's reading instead of just saying, oh, it's good, it's bad, like whatever. And I'm not like saying that you have to be someone that can like give very in-depth reviews of books in order to be a writer. I think, in my opinion, I think anyone who's actually written a book and has put it out there for the world to see, even if you got there kind of faster than most people because you are a very famous YouTuber. I don't think that detracts from the amount of effort and bravery that goes into debuting a book, especially when a lot of like famous people have been coming out with books that I'm like, I don't know if they read. I don't know if they actually wrote this. They could have just hired a ghostwriter, right? Like Millie Bobby Brown, she didn't really hire a ghostwriter. But I don't think she wrote the book that she wrote, right? And I've never read it, but I'm sure it's probably not that great. um, but I was just watching just like a little bit of this TikTok of like this really harsh review of Haley Pham's book called Just Friends, which I have here. And I've kind of already like I already know this review is not going to be very genuine. So I only watched like maybe a minute or two of the video, but I figured I haven't released a video in a while, and this would be great content. Let's just live react to this girl's review. I say review, but I don't think I have already watched it a little bit and I already have thoughts, but I'll let you know when we come across that.
Haley Pham's new book, Just Friends,
So she's saying
available
she
to
just got
download.
an
So
arc from it.
I'm going to attempt to read it. Attempt because I'm in a slump. I'll give you my opinion, whether or not it is objectively good, not whether or not I like it.
So saying these two things that you're oh, whether it's objective and not really if I liked it or not, is kind of like you're painting yourself as to be a very unbiased reviewer, right? Very unbiased. You are going to go in here with a completely clean slate and you're going to be like, okay, let's give it a good old college try. However,
My prediction before we get into it, the writing will try.
so I read this text. She's kind of just reading over it. So she texted her friends what she thinks the book is gonna be like. Already, you are not being an objective reviewer. You are saying it's going to be a wannabe Emily Henry with more showing than telling, and the characters won't have any depth until there's something super sad or traumatic that they bring up randomly in hopes of giving the character an actual personality. This whole text message is full of negativity. It's dripping in kind of like eye rolling kind of vibe. I already know, based just if you just show me this text without any context, I already know this person does not like the author. She does not like the author because this is Haley Pham's first ever book. If you were to say, oh, this is Haley Pham's like fourth or fifth book, you're like, yeah, I already kind of know like what her writing is sort of like. I already form my opinions. That's fine, understandable. This is her first book, so how would you know what she's like? And yes, Haley Pham is a huge Emily Henry fan because that's the book that got her into reading. That's the book that got her to love reading. And I thought we were past the whole oh my god, like girl's first book was Twilight, haha, like they're like terrible, judging quality kind of thing, or Harry Potter. But I think no matter what my personal feelings are towards romance, and I did read Emily Henry's Beach Read, the book that Haley Pham really likes. Personally, not a fan, but that I just don't like boring contemporary romance books in my opinion. But if that's something that changed her life, like kudos to her. She's read a lot more, and she's read thrillers, she's read like contemporary fiction, like different kinds of books. So it's not just Emily Henry. I also like, is being trying to emulate your heroes, try to emulate people that, are model inspiration to you. Is that a bad thing? This girl sounds like it is. So anyway, we're gonna skip through her talking about her text message.
Does not like open door. Bummer.
And so yeah, she's also she's already like criticizing this book before she's even read it. Like, oh, it's gonna be a closed book, which means that closed door, which means that it's not gonna have like sexually explicit material in there. That's fine. If you don't like it, you don't like it. So I honestly, going by what she doesn't like, she doesn't care much for closed door. She doesn't care much about second chance romances. Then like, why is she reading this, right? And because Haley Pham has 2 million subscribers on YouTube, that's it. So
I think for no reason other than my assumption, it's going to be a little more showing than telling. Don't kill me. Okay, I'm gonna start it now. I'm still on chapter 1. There have been multiple sentences where you read them and you're like, oh, she definitely consulted a thesaurus. The feeling is personified in my stomach. One of my favorite ones. I force myself to perceive its beauty.
So the first sentence, yeah, personally, if I were Haley Pham's editor, I'd be like, this doesn't really make sense. Personification, does not mean what it means in this sentence. Like, I would use another word. Like, I would say, I felt it in my stomach. Even though that is like a little bit more of a simple sentence, it definitely conveys the meaning that Haley's trying to convey. The second one, like, it's not, that sentence was fine. I thought I wrote it down, but that sentence was fine. Like, that's not bad.
I have to yield to a conglomerate of pedestrians.
I like, yeah, personally maybe I wouldn't use the word conglomerate here, but I mean, I wouldn't, but there is, you can't, it can mean a group together, a group of people gathering together in a compact mass. Like, that's fine. I don't think that's a bad word to use. Like, like, she acts like it's
So far, I'm
the
right about
worst
one
thing.
prediction. Wannabe Emily Henry. I'm astonished by her forwardness.
And this one, not bad. I don't see what the problem is. Like, okay, I'm sorry, I do not know this TikToker like at all, but it sounds like she has not read a book that's not a modern contemporary romance, because she's getting astonished by these big words. They're not that big, girly.
Did she have an editor? Not to fix grammatical mistakes, although there have been a couple, but to fix, like, okay, if you have a specific phrase or sentence style, you're not supposed to repeat it a bunch of times, let alone twice on the same page. Mentions people going onto a boat, right? It was meant to hold 200 people, but became 1,000. Literally 2 paragraphs later, opening a convenience store and expanded to 2 locations, which later became 7. That's the same thing.
That's not the same thing. She's just saying, hey, this small thing became big. And here's another example of this small thing that became big. I like listening to her critique. I thought she was gonna say like, oh, they repeated like the same phrase, like she dropped her pencil, and then another paragraph later, she dropped her pencil, like, or she dropped her, like, I don't know, but that's not the same thing at all, girl.
You can't use that twice in the same page.
Yes, you can, girl.
Established. I lied. And back to talk about the writing. I should have known that the overuse of big vocab words was going to be here. Prevalent.
Okay, she says these are not particularly big words. They're just not used in everyday language as often as other words, so it feels odd. That's not okay. I'm sorry you hang out with people that are 10 years old. Prevalent?
Emphasize how dire the situation
Dire?
was. Effervescent smile. It's a lot.
Okay, effervescent, like fine, people don't use it in their everyday, but like what things are effervescent in your everyday life?
And it feels unnatural. I should have known because months ago I saw a video of hers back when she was still talking about books, but it was when she was transitioning into the pretentious phase of talking about books.
Okay, so see, you already know, like, this girl came in as a Haley Pham hater. So, of course, she's not gonna like Haley Pham's book. I'm already, like, sort of halfway through. Not halfway through, just under halfway. But this whole like I don't need to watch the rest for me to form my opinion like she already did with Haley Pham's book. It's very disingenuous. I think there like maybe she does this in the later part of the video where she kind of like maybe she congratulates Haley Pham for at least writing a book. I don't think she's gonna do that. I am just very annoyed. Like Haley Pham, like I don't care how many subscribers she has. I don't care how much money she has. Like, you know, to write a book from beginning to end is something that people wish they could do. And this girl, I don't know who she is again. It sounds like she's just jealous. Maybe she could have kept this in the drafts because like this doesn't look good. And if she ever wants to become a writer, if she ever wants to become an author, people are going to be bringing up this video and to say like, hey, you're not a girly girl, you're not a girl's girl, you're not supportive, you're not, empathetic, you're not like taking into the context that this is her first ever book. People's first debut book will rarely be amazing. Okay? Very rarely will it be amazing. Like a lot of authors will tell you that. They're like, hey, my first ever book, I wasn't that proud of it, but now that I'm on my 20th, my 30th, whatever, this is like I found my style, I found the way that I like to write, I found what I like to write. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to write contemporary romance, especially if Beach Read is your fave of all time. And this girl sucks. I don't really know if I want to watch the rest, cause like low key, looking at her face kind of pisses me off at this point. Maybe I'll watch later and not live react it. Be kind. Be kind to people. I understand that like reviews are not for authors. They are for fellow readers. So I understand that. However, this book feels like it is a personal author attack. And not really like based on the book at all. Like she went into this book hating it, and she's gonna find stuff to hate. This is like sort of like that other book that was like really, really, really popular on TikTok at least. About that one author, I can't remember the name. And I remember watching this one review, and this reviewer was like, that's not how echo chambers work. Because like the author wrote something about like she was using a metaphor. She was using an echo chamber as a metaphor, and she was like, "That's not how it works." And she was like nitpicking every single line and word choice and whatever. And I'm like, "Girl, at this point, just DNF it, DNF it, put aside, move on." Like the whole internet already hates this author for like I don't even know why really. Like she spent her own money paying for artists and like making that giant marketing campaign, and like honestly if it doesn't work it doesn't work, right? She like but like who cares at this point, god. All right, bye.